കൊൽക്കത്തയിലെത്തിയപ്പോൾ ആദ്യം കേട്ട വാർത്ത ഇയാൻ ഹ്യൂമിന്റെ പരിക്ക് ഗുരുതരമാണ് എന്നതായിരുന്നു. ഇതിന് പിന്നാലെ ഈ സീസണിൽ കളിക്കാൻ കഴിയില്ലെന്നും മനോരമ ന്യൂസിലൂടെ അദ്ദേഹം വെളിപ്പെടുത്തി. ഏതായാലും ആരാധകരോട് കുറച്ച് കാര്യങ്ങൾ ഹ്യൂബേട്ടന് പറയാനുണ്ട്. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.
You're part of ISL since the very first season, and do you think this Indian Super League just revolutionized Indian football?
It is, and it's continually getting better, and I think that's a testament to the league, the clubs, the staff that are at all the clubs behind the scenes and in front. But more importantly, the players. Their desire to get better is the most important thing for us as a league, because they're raising the bar and they're raising the standard every year. And I'm pretty sure the way this season's finishing, I'm sure next season's going to be even better.
So many young players like Deep, Prashant are coming into and they are scoring goals.
Yeah, I think that's the most refreshing bit of the league, is the amount of young players. When the first season was a lot of older names, older players who were established internationals, and they've done ever so well, but the younger players now are pushing them out, which is, it's not good because I'm good friends with a lot of the older ones, but it's most important for Indian football, is all these young players, 19, 20, 21, are all pushing to be regular starters. And I think that's with ourselves, with young Deep, Prashant, Loken's come in, Pritam played a little bit at the start of the year. There's a lot of people pushing to get into each and every ISL team and I-League team, which is massively important for Indian football. And I think the league is only getting better because these young players are pushing.
You played for Kerala Blasters and Atletico de Kolkata. Which was the most valuable experience? Which is the better one?
I can't compare both. You've got arguments on both sides. The first season at Kerala was incredible because I'd never imagined playing in India. We almost won it. So things didn't work out. Manager came in, didn't want me at Kerala, so I moved. And thankfully it was Calcutta that came in, and I had 2 great years there. Did very well personally, the team did very well. Should have, in my eyes, we should have won the second ISL. I think we were the best team in the league.
How was it bringing family to India?
They loved it. They were here for 10 days, first time in Kochi, or in Kerala, not just Kochi. And they thoroughly loved it. They'd been to Calcutta twice, so they have said that they will come back. Now, obviously, with my injury, I don't know how long I'm going to be spending time in the city and in the state, but they'll be back at some point.
Last time you went to the academy, and one boy just cried after taking a selfie with you. How do you find how do you find the fans?
The fans in Kerala are incredibly in love with football, and the fact that Blasters have come to the state is, over the last 4 years, has been huge for football fans, because they've got something to relate to. And I've been very fortunate that I have a very good reputation with the fans, and I've done well for the club. The first season, I think it was because I was a part of the new group of football for Keralites to support. So obviously you do find one player that you find attached to fans, and I did very well the first year for the club, and the fans supported me and still support me. So for this young lad, it's incredible to see, because you see it all over the world with your massive name players, but in India they relate very much to their local players and their players for their local club. And to be that player for this boy was a brilliant feeling, but I tried to just tell him I'm just normal. I'm just a normal person. At the end of the day, he might sort of idolize me, but I'm just a normal guy, and he doesn't have to feel like that. And he relaxed a little bit, got his photo, and gave me a hug and all that. And it's a great feeling to know that you have that effect on people. But we were once that kid who supported football still support football that much. But for him to be able to meet us was probably a bit surreal for him.
What change did David James bring in the team?
He hasn't made massive changes. We had a good set of players. He's just changed up a sort of belief and mentality. I think in previous months we were a little bit cagey and a little bit, how do you say, lacking confidence. That's no dig at management, previous management. It's just how sometimes football is. We weren't getting the results we were after. So Jamo's come in. He's brought in his new staff. Obviously it's a new lease of life. Players, and you can see it in the way the players are playing. They're working hard. They're doing as much as they can, and results are dropping for us, which is good for us. When you've got guys like Jackie and Benny scoring goals like that in the last game, it's an incredible feeling, and you can see the togetherness that the team has. At the end of the game, everyone's all over each other. It's definitely a team that's fighting for the shirt.
Do you love cricket? When Canada has a national team, they played in the World Cup once.
I remember I actually seen them because the guy hit the quickest. I think he hit the quickest half century or the quickest century in the 2020. I remember this very well because it's crazy because it was publicised more in the UK than it was in Canada.
Oh, okay.
Because it's not a massive sport in Canada. So.
Who's your favourite cricketer? Don't say Sachin Tendulkar, other than Sachin Tendulkar.
Well, I think that's going to be hard because Sachin. Now, I've met Sachin. I've been fortunate. I've met Sachin. I've met Surav. I've met Dhoni.
Okay.
So I've been fortunate to meet some of the biggest names in Indian cricket. But to say who my favourite is, I would be lying through my teeth because I haven't got a favourite. I don't watch it enough to have a favourite. Okay. I'd have to maybe go Andrew Flintoff.
Okay.
Because that was the Ashes that I first started watching. Andrew Flintoff and what was it, Michael Vaughan and
Australia.
Strauss and all that when they beat they killed Australia in the Ashes that year. But honestly.
So you are an English cricket team fan?
I'm not. That is a lie as well. I cannot say. I'm not a fan of any cricket team. I can watch. Okay. But I can't say I'm a fan of it.
When it comes to UFC boxing, who is your favorite?
Oh, UFC, I'm a McGregor fan.
Okay. I don't know.
No, that's fine. I'm a Conor McGregor fan, but he's not fought often enough. So, again, John Jones, but he's again not fought often enough. So, I'm just a fan of the sport. That and boxing, I quite enjoy watching.
Thank you for joining with us.
Yeah,
all the best.
Thanks very much. These things, no. Like I said, social media, I will be back stronger and fitter than I am now. Promise you.